This video is sponsored by Phoenix Pharos cards. If you need supplies of singles or splits for Cardfight Vanguard, especially the ones in the video, do check out Phoenix Pharos cards today, and as a bonus, use the promo code MetaNerd to get an amazing 5% discount. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the MetaNerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Willdress. In this video, we'll be continuing from the reveals for Messiah deck list. I mean, the other video, it's only talking about the Rideline. In this, of course, we'll be talking about the rest of the support that Messiah actually gets, as well as the ace in the hole for Messiah, which is Excelics Messiah. And of course, if you do want to take a look at the Rideline, I will link the video down in the description, as well as the top card here, which should appear right now. Do check that out before you actually come into this video, because I think it might be relevant to what we're gonna talk about. Without further ado, let's take a look at what Messiah actually gets as their support. First off, we have Herbig Claw. Continuous Garden Circle. If you have a Vanguard with Messiah in its card name, this unit gets 5k shield. Second skill, Auto Rigor Circle. When your other units is unlocked, you may put this unit into your soul. So it's basically a 10k shield whenever you have your Vanguard as a Messiah, which is probably going to be your grade 0, 1, and 2, as well as 3. Because the whole Rideline does have the Messiah, this card will forever be a 10k shield, which will definitely help Messiah big time, because as of now, Stride decks is kind of like a very slow deck, because they need to wait until both you as well as the opponent is grade 3, only then they can proceed to Stride. So this card does helps with defensive capabilities for Messiah, as well as the second skill. Whenever your unit is unlocked, you can put this into your soul, which actually fuels Alter Ego Messiah's GB2. For now, this card seems like the least value card out of the whole deck, because there are better cards out there to be run than this card. The 10k shield value isn't really as good for now, because most of the time you can just, rely on damage triggers as well as some of the other cards that you may draw into, which will help your survivability big time. For now, it's an okay card to be run. Of course, if you want more soul, there's always the grade 1 Mekani that could be run inside Messiah deck. Very neat card, but still, it's the least value out of all the cards that Messiah received. The next one, of course, is Astrolabe Dragon. Continuous Rigor Circle, Generation Break 2. Active if you have 2 or more face-up G units in total on your Vanguard Circle or G zone. During your turn, if any players has a lock card, this unit gets 10k power. Second skill, Auto. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of a stride, you draw 1. This is a very decent 23k attacker. The power will only, of course, will get even bigger and bigger thanks to, Alter Ego, as well as both Amnesty Messiah as well as Excelics does give power, which will make all of your attackers stupidly high. And not to mention the crest as well does give 5k power for every card in the G zone that is flipped up, so very disgusting. This card also acts as a stride cost, because you will want to discard him as much as possible if, of course, you are striding into Amnesty, because you do need to discard a grade 3 Messiah card in order to stride Excelics. So this card will most probably be the target to be discarded when you want to stride into Amnesty. Even without this card drawing you a card when you stride, you don't really lose a lot. But judging from the fact that this actually gives you a card back, you're actually positive, because all of the grade 4s does have triple drive, which will kind of negate your discard stride fodder. But this card just draws you a card, which could sometimes be very stupid. And not to mention, Messiah decks tends to draw a lot by itself already, so don't really need to run this card. But hey, draw power is draw power. Very good. Next is Kaluzar Klein. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Continuous Rigor Circle. During your turn, if any player has a lock card, this unit gets 5k power. Second skill, Auto Rigor Circle. At the end of the battle, this unit attack. If you have an Alter Ego Messiah crest, cost retire this unit. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with grade equal to or less than your Vanguard from among them. Put it on an open Rigor Circle as a lock card, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. It's a 15k attacker, while also helps dig in your deck further to get more pieces out. As of now, we don't really have a lot of cards that basically lock itself upon attack. I mean, we do have that one grade 2 that basically locks itself upon attacking. So this card does helps your regular cards that unable to lock themselves to be called as a lock card, which will then be unlocked by your grade 4 Messiahs, which is the stride for units, which is actually not that bad. And of course, I did mention here is that you could combo with the grade 4s to unlock for more attacks. It does not really change much. You're still attacking for maybe 4 for the 5 attacks. You don't really get like more attacks, because at this point in time, the grade 4s are the only one that doing most of the unlocking. So you won't be able to squeeze like 6 attack. That's not really gonna do much. The only positive thing about this is that you're able to, you know, get some of the more important units out onto the field, which is very, very nice. A nice card to be run, and you know, it's basically just a consistency unit. What's not to like? Next is Destiny Dealer, the Stride Fodder from the old days. Cardier's hand. While you are playing for the cost for Stride, this unit may be discarded as a grade 3. Second skill, Active Hand. If you have an Alter Ego Crest, cost discard this card, search your deck or drop for up to 1 grade 3 card with Messiah in its card name, reveal it and put it into your hand, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. This, like I said, is a Stride Fodder because he is basically treated as a grade 3 discard target in order to stride, because in order for you to stride, you will need to discard a grade 3. Unless it is specified you need to discard specific units. Other than that, it's mostly just a grade 3. This card does help with the consistency for you to be able to stride. However, there is a slight twist in this Stride Fodder. Not only does this card actually helps you to, you know, stride, it also helps you recycle one of your Alter Ego for you to, you know, striding Excelics Messiah. Excelics Messiah will require you to discard a grade 3 Messiah card, which is the boss unit, in order to stride into Excelics Messiah. This card basically helps you set up for your next turn. If, of course, you know, you feel like you could not end your opponent, then you at least guarantee Excelics stride for the next turn. So there's really nothing much to talk about here. I know the third one says that unlike Chrono Jet version, this has more value, but after seeing through both Chrono Jet as well as Messiah, both version of the Stride Fodders do almost the same thing. Just keep in mind here is that these two cards are basically there for, you know, the consistency for you to stride into either next stage or Excelics. A very, very nice card, and I think most probably you will want to run this card at max copies because it's such a good consistency unit. Next is Sacrifice Messiah. Auto Rearguard Circle. Generation Break 1. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Messiah in its card name, cost lock this unit. Choose up to one of your Vanguard. It gets 5k power until the end of turn. Then if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, countercharge 1. This is like a countercharge unit, while at the same time providing a small power boost to your Vanguard. I mean, right now, as you guys already seen from that previous video, Amnesty Messiah is heading for big numbers. So, you know, the 5k power boost, although it's small, but it does makes a difference in terms of your opponent guarding. Very, very disgusting. The counter charge, what's not to like about counter charge? But of course, you will need to use up all of your counter blast in order for you to counter charge. But since this card is basically free, very, very nice. What's more, since this card does lock itself, it actually enables a full column to attack once the grade 4 actually unlocks most of your lock cards, which, you know, is allowing for the full attack. Together with the grade 2 Awakening Messiah, that whole column is just gonna be attacking for 28k at the minimum. This is not taking the crest power into account. And not to mention, either Excelics or Amnesty can still provide you more power. You get what I mean. Most of these units are gonna hit like a truck. However, this card goes even further beyond that. Since by unlocking, this card is treated as a new unit, and this card does not have a once per turn, this card could basically just lock himself after the second time this unit boosts to attack. After that, once in your end phase, this card will then unlock, and then triggering Messiah's GB2 to Soul Blast 1, draw 2 cards. This card is a stapler. Even in the old days, this card is just stupid. A very, very nice card, and I don't think this card will go anywhere anytime soon. Last but not least is the grade 4 ace in the hole, Genesis Dragon Excelics Messiah. This is of course a grade 4 deck. It should not be in your main deck. It's basically in your G zone. Auto Vanguard Circle Generation Break 2. When this unit attacks, cost Counterblast 1, choose any number of any player's lock card and unlock it. If you unlock a card, choose the same number of your riggers as the number of cards unlocked by this ability, stand them. And until the end of turn, all of your front row gets 10k power, and this unit gets critical +1. This is basically like a much stronger version of Amnesty Messiah, although Amnesty Messiah does provides, you know, much more power than this guy here. But of course, Amnesty does not really get the crit, which this card does get the crit, which is going to be much scarier. It's basically a 2 critical Vanguard attack while giving the front row power and restand non-locked unit. So even if you do not have like a lot of those lockers, for example Sacrifice Messiah or another grade 2 that I can't really remember from the top of my head as the name, you are able to basically just restand them based on how many cards you unlock. You can just basically stand them. You don't necessarily have to unlock everything. I mean, you could, because they are just stand, but you could unlock like the very bare minimum in order to get a full board restand. So attacking for 5 times is not really that impossible with this guy here. This is just stupid if that makes sense. So you are basically attacking with both of your left and right column for twice, so quite disgusting if you ask me. The power level of this deck might just exceed Chrono Jet, because Chrono Jet is still quite high in terms of power, but due to the fact that they attack multiple times due to the time leap mechanic, it's understandable that the power isn't really that big. It is still big, but as compared to Excelics Messiah, I don't think Chrono Jet will be able to match the power in for Messiah deck. With that in mind, you needing Destiny Dealer to recycle your alter ego to strike into this is actually very crucial, because this is basically your finisher in most scenarios. Although Amnesty Messiah is still really great, this card I think is just too good. What's more is, since this card does not really unflip anything, you are able to strike 4 times into this card, provided if you have Messiah grade 3 in your hand to strike into this, then yeah, sure. Both grade 4s are definitely great in certain scenarios, but most of the time you will want to write into Excelics. Unless it is your first time striding, then of course you will need to go into Amnesty. Very, very scary deck, and yeah, I'm expecting to fight a lot of Messiahs in the coming tournaments. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section of what do you think of Messiah as a general. I'm already very worried in terms of the meta, because back in the days Messiah is everywhere and it is a very powerful deck. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, of course during the bell notification icon, so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.